Hi, guys. So welcome to the Paj Liga podcast. Right now, I'm fighting my inner demons and I am recording this episode to you in front of a lot of people in the airport. But it's just because I really wanted to do an episode on the airport because honestly, why not? Why not, right? And there's a lot of people, a lot of Brazilians here, possibly because this flight is to Sao Paulo and I'm waiting in front of the gate. So, kind of awkward. But anyway, I just really wanted to do this and I'm going to do this. My computer is currently on top of my suitcase, and I feel like this is a good, setup. And I'm using my webcam right now because I couldn't connect my camera for some reason. So if the quality is bad on YouTube or on the video on Spotify, that's why. But anyway, I just really wanted to do an episode here and I wanted to yap and talk about how my year has been because I am done with finals. Thank the fucking Lord. Okay, can I say that? Can I say that? Is that blasphemy? Probably blasphemy, right? Shit. Anyway, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord that now I'm done with finals. And I'm so happy because honestly, they kicked my ass a little bit. Not in regards to like my grades, but in regards of the process. They always do. I always get super anxious and I'm always like planning every single step of the way. And then when it gets to actually studying, like I'm always like desperate and studying my ass off. And right now I have back pain still because I feel like I've been through war. Like I legitimately, and I still have, my injuries and I'm recovering. I'm on the recovering process, honestly, because I had so many exams and I was so like nervous because I really wanted to do it well and now I did. So that's over. That's over. If you're still on your finals period, I'm sorry for you, but you're gonna get through it and everything's gonna be fine. That's the life of a student. And right now, as an international student, I am flying back home. Yes. So if you can, I guess you can see from my background, if you're seeing the visuals, I am at the Madrid airport right now, and I'm going to São Paulo. And from São Paulo, I'm going to Brasilia. And I'm just super excited because I really want to see my family. Right now, it's a little bit of a bittersweet feeling because I'm not gonna see them for a while after this winter break. So that's sad, but we're not getting sad yet. We're not crying, we're not doing anything. We're happy because we're going and we're happy because the trip is happening and we're excited and it's going to be so fun, guys. Actually, the best part of being Brazilian is that everyone's like going back to the US or going back to other parts of Europe and it's hella cold and I'm going to summer. Like I'm going to summer. I'm that privileged. So I'm just happy and I'm just excited to see my family because no one ever talks about how like tough sometimes it can be to be a part of your family because like even though we have a lot of technology, like I see my parents every single day. If not every single day, every other day, like I call them a lot. I feel like that's part of my characteristics now. Like my friends know that I'm just that close with my parents. Like I call them all the time or they call me and I always answer no matter where I am. Sometimes I'm in the middle of the club and then I answer and I'm like, "Hey mom, can't talk right now. I'll call you later." I'm just like sad that I'm not gonna be able to see them and it's so weird because we have a lot of technology. Like I see them, I FaceTime them, I text them. But when my parents were like at my age, they went to Brasilia because they are from different parts of in Brazil. But they went to Brasilia at the same time and they were interns. Both of them are doctors. They were interning together in the same hospital. It was very Grey's Anatomy of them. They met and well, they my dad was explaining to me that they couldn't call their parents like very often because it was very expensive at the time. And so they would call them like once a week and they couldn't come back very often. My dad always puts that like he always says that to me because he says I come back too often. Like I know he's happy to see me, but he always is like, "Oh, you spent too much money. You're always coming back." Like at that time, at my time, I didn't come back that often. Whatever, whatever. The shit that I'm gonna do to my kids when they ask me to go out, and then I'm like, "Did you go through a pandemic?" Yeah, because I couldn't go out for a year. Okay, yeah. So my dad does to me what I'm gonna do to my kids one day, and well, I'll have my revenge arc. But until then, um, I feel like I can't be at the airport and not talk about airport crushes. because I feel like that's a very crucial part of traveling alone. As someone who has been traveling alone a lot internationally for the past like year, I feel like it's good to travel alone. Like I feel very independent. I love it. I love to just put my AirPods on and feel like I'm the main character, even though I know I'm not, but like just, have that feeling, be happy about it. And I feel like sometimes I wish I had someone traveling with me. I wish I had like a friend because when I came here with my brother and it was so fun. It was so because like there are times that you just don't talk to anyone. You're just like on your own and you're just doing your shit, watching your Netflix or whatever. But when you want to talk to someone, you do have that person. Ai meu Deus. Oh my God. Cute guy behind me. But anyway, traveling alone, I don't have that. So I just have to keep quiet. But this is awesome because I'm talking to you now and I'm like battling my fucking like social anxiety right now. Because I'm sure like people are noticing that I'm fucking recording this because I have a fucking microphone. Like there's no way I'm being discreet about it. But anyway, um, I just love it. And airport crushes, they're just awesome. I love them. I love seeing them. And I love like they make the trip interesting. Because then what if I am the airport crush for somebody, you know? Maybe probably not, but like if I am ever. That would be so nice. I love it. It makes you want to like go cute to the airport because maybe you find the love of your life. Why not? Why wouldn't you find the love of your life honestly talking? There are movies on Netflix about this, I've watched them. There's one where this girl, she goes to Ireland and she like meets this guy and then she goes to his mother's funeral out of nowhere. She's like super attached in fucking like hours. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll find my husband here talking about this. I was talking to a friend of mine because right now I have only like hand luggage and I was in charge of all the Christmas shopping in my house because my dad traveled to see my grandmother. So he went to see one part of the family, but the other part of the family, my mom's side, is all coming to Brasilia, all coming to our house. And she couldn't be like buying presents because she has been like working a lot, so she didn't have the time. And my brother couldn't buy the presents either because he has been like still going to class and having his internship and shit. So everything fell on my lap, basically. So I had to be the one to buy everything and bring home. But I don't have like a huge luggage, I don't have anything. I just have my hand luggage. So right now, I have a few panties, I have a few stuff, and that's it basically. I have like a kilo of clothes and the rest is just presents that I have been gathering. And while I was gathering the presents, I went to Kiko Milano to buy like some makeup for my cousin and stuff. And while I was there, I was like, it was Black Friday, so I took advantage of like their deal. It was like you buy three stuff and you only pay for two, basically. And so I was buying stuff, and the lady looked at me and she said, like, be careful when you get out of the store, okay? And with like all these bags. And so that made me super chill. Oh my God, because I was still like walking around in the streets in a lot of like shops looking for like a coat for myself also. So I was like kind of nervous, and I was telling this to my friend. I was like, "Brother, I need a butler. I need to be rich enough to have a butler because my hands were so sore from grabbing all of those like things." And and then he looked at me and he said, "Malu, you don't need a butler. You need a boyfriend." And then I realized boyfriends actually have a purpose sometimes. Because look at me, like not that they don't have a purpose in general. Okay, there's all the lovey-dovey stuff, but they actually do stuff for you. Like for example, here traveling, I have to pull up like Hulk and put my luggage on top of my seat when I get to the plane, which it will be in a few minutes. So I'm kind of nervous because I'm recording this right now because I have this recorded already, but I didn't kind of like it because I was at a cafe earlier and now I'm like in front of my gate just waiting to board. So let's hope this episode lasts enough. But I really like this. I like our dynamic right now. But anyway, continuing the story. I I have to pull up a Hulk and I have to put my luggage on top of my seat when I get to the airplane. But if I had a boyfriend, he would do that for me. He would carry I would oh my god, maybe I'm not mature enough to have a boyfriend because maybe the boy would be a slave. I don't know. I would make him go shopping with me. Not make him, yeah, but I would invite him more often, yes, more often than not. But I would make him absolutely carry my all of my things, most of my things probably, when we are shopping. And he would probably do it gladly because otherwise I wouldn't be dating him probably. Like I want someone that is glad to do stuff for me, because at the end of the day, it's, acts of service. I need a boy who's acts of service driven because otherwise it's going to be very hard, right? Um, but yeah, what else can we say? Hmm, airport food, very expensive. And I feel like things have been getting even more expensive than they already were. Like before, I could go to duty free. I don't know how to say this in an English accent, like American accent. I don't know. Duty free. That's what we call it in Portuguese. But anyway, I used to go there and sometimes I could get like a nice deals on stuff, but right now it's just like you're dumb. You're dumb if you're buying stuff there at this point. You're just dumb. Why would you ever do that? Now if like if you ever go anywhere, I don't think it's worth it anywhere right now. Because I feel like last time I went to Europe with my parents, we went to like Paris and we could buy a few stuff on duty free. It was like okay, like we bought like my mom bought some makeup and stuff. But right now I was checking things out and I was calling her, as always. I was FaceTiming her and showing her stuff. And it was horrible, guys. It was horrible. I don't know who's making these like stores, but come on, get a grip. What are you doing? And on that note, I feel like I've been manifesting a lot of stuff for my 2026 era. I am really excited. And I've been manifesting a lot of like purpose and a lot of money. I really need money, guys. I'm so broke. Actually, one of the motives that I miss my parents so much sometimes is that I wish they were here to like go out with me because I feel like whenever I'm back home, I'm with my rich friends. Like they're the ones who pay things for me, and they're the ones who have all the money, and I have such a nice conversation with them. Like I really like my parents' company. And when I'm here all alone, I feel like there's so many times that I know they would like a restaurant or they would love something, and they're just not here. Like I can't have those experiences with them, and I can't even have it by myself because I couldn't pay for them. So like life series is really hard as a student, as a broke student. So that's something that's gonna happen in my 2026 agenda. I have to find a job, which is hard because I was actually working before. I was doing an internship, and right now I can't do that anymore because the internship has ended. So I actually have to look for a job when I get back here. So that's something on my list. But other than that, I feel like 2025 has been awesome. Honestly, I feel like this year I learned so much. I began the year wishing I had like more friends and had more experiences, and I feel like I could achieve that at the end of the day. I was so sad because as an international student and not having my family around, you're really like friends driven at the end of the day. You really feel the need to have like those long lasting bonds with people because we are so like humans are social people at the end of the day. We are social beings, so we crave for those interactions. And I feel like after COVID, I was someone who I was so used to being alone that I forgot how to make those interactions and how to actually enjoy them. And so I made my mission this year to just be more social and make more friends and go out and have experiences that I wasn't actually putting myself out there at all. And then when I came back after Christmas, I was putting myself out there little by little. And now I have like a solid friend group that I can go out with and that I have nice experiences with. And I'm so proud of myself for that because I feel like I have grown so much and I feel like I saw what I needed to do and I did it I needed to find an internship and I did it. I needed to study and I did it. Like I got my grades in, I got my social life together. Like I feel like I invested a lot in myself. And I was seeing this, I was on TikTok the other day, and there was this girl, she was doing like this tarot card readings, and I never liked them. I never liked the videos, not to like not support the girl, but because I don't want my algorithm to keep like sending it to me. And um I don't know, I'm just very easily like um influenced like with universe stuff, so I'm just scared that I'll be like, oh my god, seeing too much into everything, or getting carried away. So I never like them. Like if they appear in my algorithm and if they appear in my For You page, they appear and I watch and then I leave. And that's it. And maybe my algorithm does send them to me because I watch them till the end, but we're just gonna ignore the fact, okay? Anyway, the girl was saying like a lot of stuff accurate to like what happened to me this year. She was saying like you focused a lot on yourself and stuff. And I know I joke around about like getting a boyfriend and shit, but honestly, like I have so many goals towards myself that having like a romantic life is not really that important to me. Like it's not like an objective of mine. If it happens, I wouldn't like be sad or anything. It's good experiences. Who doesn't love love? But I don't know. I feel like 2026 is gonna be a game changer towards that as well. I don't know. I feel like I'm still going to be like very focused on myself more than anything, but maybe things are yet to come. I'm open. I'm open to new things and I'm more sure of myself because that's something that really, really messed me up before. I wasn't sure of myself at all, like at all. And I was very insecure and I didn't know if I was on the right path. But now, after 2025, after all the things that I accomplished, I feel like I can actually accomplish the things I want. If I really want them and if I really go after them, then I can achieve them and they can happen. The things that I plan can actually happen. And I'm telling you this because I feel like the things that you plan can actually happen. And the next year is going to be like a clean slate again for us to get the mistakes that we did, that we made, and correct them and move on. Because also I'm not going to say that this year wasn't challenging at all, because it was. It was hard and it was challenging. And there were moments where I cried. Oh my God, I cried so much this year. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I'm so happy for the friends that I made. Because friends at the end of the day are the family that you choose, and they make you feel more comfortable, and they sometimes you may make mistakes with them, and you got to be mature enough to apologize and correct those mistakes, and maybe even like take a few friends out of your life that you see that are not right for you. That that requires a lot of courage as well. So wait, group one, shit, they're boarding. Okay, let me check, which group am I? Ooh, bye bye guys. Hello, guys. I'm back. I had to board into my flight mid episode. And guess what? I'm still on the airport. Not on the same airport, though. I was in Madrid and I was speaking so much lower because I was so kind of embarrassed because there was a lot of people around. Guys, you don't understand. There was a lot of people around at the beginning of this episode. However, with my amazing editing skills, I'm going to make it work. But right now I'm in Florianopolis, here in Brazil. And bro, this has been a fucking trip, okay? Because I went to São Paulo and then I arrived there and I fucking ran, okay? Because if you have never been in São Paulo, if you're coming internationally, you're going to go to the Guarulhos airport because there's two. One that is called Congonhas and the other one Guarulhos. And Guarulhos is the international one, and it's fucking huge. Okay, let me tell you, it's huge. And so I had to run, literally run, because I had to like go to the X-ray and do everything, and go to the place where you put your passport anyway. So I had to do a lot. And I had to do that in like 30 minutes because my flight was delayed. Uh, like the flight that I was in delayed a little bit from Madrid, and then I had to fucking run my way to the next one. And when I got there, I realized that the gate didn't say Brasilia. It said Florianopolis. And I was like, what the fuck? Am I on the right gate? But everything was right. Like all the information on my passage, everything on my ticket. So I just went to the front desk and I asked, like, is this going to Brasilia? And they said, no. What do you mean Brasilia? And then they checked, and apparently, because my flight was a little bit delayed, they just canceled that flight for me. They sent me here to Florianopolis, and then I'm going to Brasilia. So cheers to that. Well, mm, I was kind of bummed out because I'm so excited to see my family, guys. This is actually like messing with my anxiety. I could barely sleep on the during the flight, and it was so weird because I have to okay, here you go. Right now I'm eating breakfast. So I'm eating pão de queijo, the famous pão de queijo. And if you're seeing the visuals, you just saw my pão de queijo, and I'm drinking coffee. And I'm sitting at this cafe here in front of my gate because I'm not missing this fucking plane. And well, now we're back to talking. So we were talking about friendships, and I was telling a story that I was actually talking to a friend of mine about. We were listening to this song called "A Millennial Alignment" by João. It's the translation to Portuguese, it's to English, but it's a Portuguese song. Not Portuguese. Is in Portuguese. It's a Brazilian song. Anyway, um, so we were talking about it because the song is basically about how you are going to meet 1,000 different people in your life, and um, it's just how odd it is to meet them. Because, like, for example, this friend of mine, I didn't know her before, and she was from my hometown, and I didn't know her. I got to know her like in Madrid, in another fucking continent, because we had a friend in common that she met through the internet, and I met him in the university. So there are like these odd situations that I just feel like the universe is messing with me. You know, I'm just like, there's no way that this isn't like supposed to happen. You know, I strongly believe that everything happens for a reason, and I'm a true believer in that. So when like things pop on my For You page and it's like very aligned to what I'm like going through, I'm of course inclined to believe that. I don't want to be a fool because of course it's fucking the algorithm and whatever. But I still think that there is like something of the universe, you know, the messages that we get and the things that we go through. While I was recording the beginning of this episode, well, I told you guys that I had the episode recorded, didn't like it, and then started recording it again. The first time I was recording this episode, there was this couple of girls, and they were like, they saw me recording, they were like kind of looking, but it was like fine. They just noticed I was recording, and then I I went to the gate and I started recording again, and one of the girls appeared, and I noticed it was her. And then I got a little bit embarrassed because I'm like, bruh, this girl must be thinking like this fucking girl is just recording everywhere. And then I get into the airplane and she's sitting next to me on the airplane. I mean, I'm not saying that, oh, the universe is like messing around with you, but it's so odd. Like, I saw her before and she was sitting like right next to me when I was first recording this episode. We were in the same cafeteria. She was like just a table away. So there are these things that are kind of freakish, you know? And talking about freaks, I was talking about airport crushes. I think we should talk about airport freaks as well. Because, like, next to me, to my right, there was this girl, and then to my left there was this guy, and he was fucking sexting his girlfriend. Why? Why would you ever do that? And like phone brightness to its highest. Bro wasn't even trying to like, I don't know. He was being so obvious about it because he would be looking like at me and looking behind him and looking if people were seeing his phone. Like, brother, at least be a little more nonchalant than that, you know? Like own up to what you're doing if you're not gonna be discreet about it. And then there was a point where he goes to the flight attendant and he's like, "Do you guys have Wi-Fi here?" And he was still talking to like his girlfriend. I mean, I might be judging, right? But after like a while and like in the middle of the flight, he went to the conversation again. Not me, not me. Fucking spying on the guy. He was right next to me, and bro, like I always travel at night, so his phone brightness was at its highest. So I could see everything. Like I tried not to look. Okay, I didn't want to see what I saw. Okay? It wasn't a choice. At least not a conscious one. Anyway, so he he started like kind of selecting all the messages as if he was going to delete them. So I was like, am I witnessing like someone talking to his mistress? What am I seeing right now, you know? So anyway, that was interesting. That was very interesting. I'm just happy that no one like got on my case like on this trip because of this microphone, because the other time I was traveling, like the microphone was on my bag, and I went through the x-ray, and this the lady of the x-ray like looked at it and then sent it through again, and then she was looking at it and looking at it, and then she looked at me and she said, "Oh wait, it's a microphone?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a microphone. Like what the fuck did you think it was?" I think she thought, well, I think you know what she thinks she thought, you know, what is the shape of the fucking microphone. But she looked at me so confused, and I think it's because like she must have thought like there's no way this girl, like look at her, you know, there's no way, there's no way. And I'm glad. I'm glad she was confused. She didn't just like, oh wow. But I'm thinking like these people that work here at the airport, especially on the X-ray, they must see stuff. Like they must see a lot of shit, honestly. But anyway, now I'm just waiting for my next flight, and I'm just happy. I'm going home and I'm gonna see my grandmother. Everyone's there. And anyway, I feel like I just needed to end this episode on a brighter note. You know, I was so sad that my flight was moved. But at the same time, I've never been to Floripa before. Like, if you're seeing the visuals, like, I'm not really looking at the camera. I'm just looking around because I've never been here before, and it's kind of pretty. Like, it's so modern, actually. But anyway, thank you for listening and thank you for being here. I hope you have an amazing 2026. I hope we have amazing experiences. I hope we get to grow and we get to make a lot of mistakes and learn from them, and I hope that you're happy, and I hope that you have an amazing time with whoever you have by your side, or if you're just by yourself on the holidays. I hope that you appreciate your own company because that's important. And anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I'm really grateful. And I know I'm saying this as if this is the fucking last episode. It's not. Like we're still gonna have a few episodes here in December. But anyway, I'll see you. Have a Merry Christmas. Listen to the other episodes of the podcast also on Patreon, Spotify, and YouTube. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.